Hey, it's Pink Buddha, and in this video we're going to make a Drake type beat based upon one of his most recent tracks, What's Next. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down all the key ingredients as to what makes this production really work, and then use those as inspiration to make something similar but different. Because if you're an aspiring producer or beat maker, this is such an important exercise. Okay, so let's just jump right into this and talk about the key ingredients to what makes this track really work. And there's really only just two parts to it. There's the synth part and then the drum beat. Okay, so let's look at the synth part first. I think that it's basically something like this. That repeats over and over again, 3 triads, this C major one here, to B minor, and then to E minor. And although I'm a little unsure about this last chord, but I think it's close enough. All right, so here's what we got with the synth. It's very bright, taking up the high end of the frequency spectrum. It's very repetitive, playing the same thing over and over again the whole song. And it's got this like ambiguous tonality. The chords are changing so fast, they're not even really functioning like chords. Oh, and while you're gonna see me put this together on the Force using the MPK Mini, it doesn't matter which machine you use. So don't get distracted by that. You could do the same thing on any loop-based device, you know, like the MPC Live, the Native Instruments machine, or a DAW like Fruity Loops, Ableton, etc. Okay, so after messing around for a while, figuring out a variation on this, here's what I came up with. Hold on a second. I'm going to reduce the attack on this sound a little bit because I think it sounds too choppy right now. Yeah, that sounds great. Now, I also usually like to have an A and a B part that I go between rather than just having the same one repeating the whole time. So again, I'm taking this basic idea, these alternating chords, and then changing up the pattern a little bit because, to be honest, I thought the original was a little bit too repetitive. So for the second idea, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to play this. All right, I got to clean up some of these notes here because I fat fingered these quite a few times. Okay, let's move on to this beat. And I'm going to keep the hats and the clap really straight up just like they did so that the syncopation and the 808 can really shine. Okay, I'm getting the beat repeat set up here with 30-second notes for that classic trap beat sound on the hats. Great, now that we got those down, let's move on to the kick. And the key characteristics for this 808 part in the song is that it's very syncopated, and then you kind of have this like pickup part, boom, 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 boom. And we want to make sure we get that in there too. Okay, let's do this. Next, let's record that short kick part. Now, let me show you something I'm going to do to this loop to make it more interesting. I'm actually going to shorten it to be an irregular length. So it's now 3 measures and 3 beats. And what this is going to do is every time it repeats, it's going to offset the parts from where they were before. And this is actually a trick that I do all the time to help keep my loops from becoming too stagnant. Just change the loop length to be, ideally, an odd number of beats, like this one was 15. There's one last piece in the original, which is this like higher synth sound, and I'm gonna do something similar, kind of play a few notes here like this 1-bar loop. Here's how it sounds. Now, when I'm producing something, this is about the time that I start to dig into the effects a little bit more, EQ, reverb, and whatnot. I want it sounding pretty close to done before I figure out if I want to add anything else. Okay, so this is feeling basically done, but let's add a couple other things just to spice it up a little bit. Like maybe some Drake Easter eggs. Also, I'm going to copy and paste this A section down to another row so I can add some additional things to the drum part here, maybe like this tambourine. So now I have 2 variations on my A section.
Hey. Whoa.
And finally, add this reverse cymbal to help with transitions between the sections.
Hey. Yeah.
All right, that's a wrap. If you missed the other ones that I've done in this series, there's a link to the playlist in the comments below. Also, I put together a performance of this whole track, and if you want to catch that, it's on my music only channel.